Okay, because we maybe can't appreciate how end over end encryption scares bureaucrats and politicians. Like, I don't know which elitist forum it was when they got that sound bit from, I guess it was one of the elite bankers said something about like their plan isn't complete until what everybody knows is wrong. Okay, well, you can be right, but if and someone who's an authoritative figure on the subject knows less than you do, and you're waiting for them to make announcements, then they're working out how to lie to you. So it's like Space Force, right? You know more about Space Force than Mike Pence. Any, almost everybody, almost anybody would. And that's why he's in charge of Space Force. So you're gonna have to think abstract because they're abstracting with your own processing, like inflection or something. Just keep in mind that the way that they believe on the stream of consciousness is that you can observe people interacting with it. We only know that it exists because it breaks all the wavelengths. It's not in the sense that you can position yourself to monitor the collective conscious in interacting with something that has the power to break wavelengths. It's slowly accumulating, you know what I mean? It's like you're getting more and more perspective. You're it's paradoxical. So, or it's a pathology. There's already going to be resistant like getting out in front of where this could lead to try, to try to quell or to put a different direction or angle on. So basically, Space Force is the mill, and I can't make anyone aware, and I don't even really understand why I need or want to make everybody aware of this. It doesn't seem nefarious, but it is. It's like, because you shouldn't, like, it's going to be a problem whenever someone is spoken down to that is an authority on something by someone who is selected to represent something that they don't know anything about, because you do know about it. You know what I mean? It's just like, I don't expect anybody to be able to wrap their head around this. It's a directed acyclic graph quantum tangle technology that's used for validating transactions instantly without being proof of work or proof of stake, and it won't overheat some computation devices. Like, it won't overheat your browser. So they're lining themselves up to be able to stabilize and give buoyancy and elasticity to enclosed ecosystems that operate within a low-powered devices, Internet of Things, is not nefarious. But the point of it is, what's the holdup? Why don't you do what you already excel? What's the excuse that you need? What are they looking for to be able to affect that we all jump to conclusions or impulse and making our judgment about something? You know what I mean? It's not even nefarious yet. Data sharding and is when you take a data query from a on-chain processor and you send it off the blockchain to collect and gossip with other data what do they call it, data servers that are not, and then to be able to come back and bring some of that data back to your on-chain metric, to your on-chain ecosystem, and to make it more efficient and to be able to provide services. It's like there's software you can't even imagine that will, like, before you can even perceive, something else has to be developed before it can even be perceived. Like, it's not, it would seem too arbitrary to even think of why that would be an effective tool or something. So quantum processing is the only thing that can hack or breach the seal. Like, the only thing that can intrude or into the process where you can know that the origin of data is authentic. So it will basically be able to just counteract the quantum tangle technology, and it's behind. It's like, we don't have to worry about that yet because they're not there with it. Now, it's not that the one technology is being threatened by the other. One technology is being given its cue what to develop on. Like, it's given its directives by the one that seems to be there to intrude on it. And the people, if they work out the technology to intrude, they win. If the people that work out the technology to validate and have a stronger seal, they win. Like somebody's going to be winning and losing, but the technology itself is going to be becoming permissioned. It's going to be becoming more permissioned, right? Which is going to work out for more open source integration and the ability to create new functionality. And these legislators are vague. They like writing overarching bills. They are afraid of end-over-end encryption. I don't know how this is manifest that they are becoming this way. I have an idea. It could be different. It could be very, like, their real constituent, not the people that they're supposed to serve, but their backers can just let them know how they just tell you what your position. They tell them what their position is on the one, right? And on the other end, right, is that it's the only way to remove bureaucracy is the private sector, and the encryption wall is the wall between the private sector and bureaucracy. So they can't be overtly fearful of the people working on the technology, because that would expose their intention, then they would be removed. So they're just afraid of the platforms that are going to recognize encryption. And that helps if people are thinking about Space Force in terms of something totally out of the way than where the funding is going to go, because it's funding. You don't fund nothing. You don't go out and put money into something that's bullshit that doesn't exist. It's just that we can't wrap our head around it because we're like, what the fuck is this Space Force crap? You know what I mean? You're going to not be able to explain the money that they're wasting more, like rockets, ships, and shit like that. And you can still afford to keep the post office on a government pension because they used to be a military function. The mailbox of the San Francisco was the mailbox of the Navy, and all the armed forces gets letters that goes through San Francisco. Intelligence and transmissions back and forth, encryption. The SHA-256 algorithm for Bitcoin is a satellite algorithm, encryption algorithm for satellites. Satellite channels are where power is not power like electricity, like gamma rays. I'm talking about like the kind of power that human beings seek tends to be focalized on shipping lanes and satellite channels where the satellites cross over, because those are like a Panama Suez Canal kind of thing. Like you can't just fly over. So like the more destabilized places are the places that you can't fly a plane over. You have to land the plane and get on a different plane. So like they're working it out to where fucking the United States doesn't import certain things. They don't import certain things, and the tariffs and shit. They'll be like fee for docking, for like holding over fees and shit. And it's bureaucracy. Some event that brought on a necessity, then we reacted in an emergency way, and because it accomplished a reasonable goal that nobody can argue against it, we're stuck with it now. Because now you're against all uber dark ultra MAGA some shit, because somebody doesn't want to crack open a book and learn about encryption technology or something like that. Instead, you're learning about how to I don't even want to go into that. I don't even want to go there. It takes me to a dark fucking place. So I'd rather be this crazy fool that you see before you. You can discredit because I'm up at a fucking insane hour of the night, or fucking, do you know what I mean? But lazy, you know what I mean? Lazy people, and they always got it. They can never admit that when it was wrong. And there's only so much that anybody could take. Like, you tolerate someone more and more and more because of their context to you and their relationship to you, or feelings that goes back further and further and further, and they're using it like it's political capital to try to placate me. And you're just lazy, or you're protecting something, a status quo, or something where like you're getting energy that you don't belong, that doesn't belong to you, that you didn't have to achieve or work for, or you don't have to eloquate yourself, or you didn't have to have a position. It's just like afforded you like attention, like to a Munchausen patient, Munchausen by proxy, or somebody who's been induced by mass hysteria, and it wasn't understood properly or something because of their relationship adjacent to Tavistock Tavistock Institute. I'm not conspiracy theory. This is talking about my own mom. You know what I mean? My grandma threw her Beatle records out the window because she thought that they were inspired by Satan, and my mom rebelled and whatever. Then she lost her mother at a young age while she was rebelling. She was exposed to Beatlemania, which is a government Tupac-induced mass hysteria. You know, like, you're not sane if you're freaking out because somebody adds asparagus to boiling water, or wiped up some squeegee with a chamois, or gave away a car on the set of their show or something like this, and everybody's like losing their minds. Like, it's just not normal. That's just not normal. I don't give a fuck. Sorry. Like, I'm happy for whoever won a car. Like, it goes that far. You think I'm not happy that they won a car? A free car? Who is this guy? Like, you're a hater. Like, oh, you don't... Yeah, my hair is fucked up. I really look like I sprouted up like a mushroom. Actually, that's the look I'm going for. Oh shit. It doesn't look like a mushroom. I know what you mean. It does, but it doesn't. Yeah.